Hello and welcome to the Meeting Your Soul podcast. I'm Farah, your host, and as always, thank you for being here. Thanks for joining me. I am delighted to talk about today's topic, which is atomic habits. We just had a full moon in Capricorn, which was giving very much this idea of like, are your habits sustaining you? Do you have systems to support you in order to achieve the goals that you have in mind? Are you becoming the person that you truly want to be, the truly person that you're meant to be? And I'm going to have to say that there were some key aspects about this full moon that drew some attention to the things that I'm still needing to grow upon, and also some areas that I have actually made huge strides within. And so I really thought that this particular topic would be a perfect one to cover right after this full moon, and hopefully will serve all of you as well. So let's go ahead and dive in. As always, I do start with a little bit of a life update. Y'all, I've been in this well, I haven't even been creating podcasts because I've been so busy. I've had so much on my plate within work and a recent role change. I'm the head of operations and sales for a couple of yoga studios in Seattle, Hot Yoga Queen and Chef Yoga Roosevelt. And with that, I have had just a lot on my plate, and I've been trying, and I really want it to be successful. I'm not someone that does something half-ass. I'm like all or nothing kind of person. And so I've really been focused and just driven to be able to be successful within my new role. And also I'm teaching more yoga. So then I'm also trying to improve as a yoga teacher. I'm also still kind of juggling the regular duties of life, of being a mom, of all of the above. And also I started dating someone too. So it's just been a lot of things going on. As always, you guys, I'm telling you, I swear whenever something gets a little bit like monotonous, like something shifts very significantly and it's like a new thing that I'm having to like address, learn, grow. And that's what it's about, constant evolution. And I believe in constant evolution. That's something that's a principle within my life. It's something that I talk about constantly on this podcast. It's something that I constantly preach and communicate to others and just really encourage people to always be a learner, always be growing, always be changing, because the only constant is change. And that doesn't come along with some pitfalls though. Oh, you guys, sometimes I just have my days where I'm just like, should I just want it to be easy? I'm telling you though, like there is some days where I'm like, I just really wish today could be easy. And there's like a day where things will like kind of slow down and like simmer. But I tell you what, you give me like three, that's like a fucking win. Other than that, we are going, we are balls to the wall. And so but I'm so grateful. There's that one thing and it's like, I shouldn't complain about being full when I was asking to be fed or when I was praying to be fed. And that's what it comes down to. I was literally dreaming of this moment for the last couple of years. I knew that there was a big significant change that was needed in my life. And I was kind of coasting for a period of time there. And that was after 5 years of grinding my ass off in real estate. And then I got to a point where things were coming pretty naturally and that there was some type of consistency within it. And then when that started to die out, and I honestly felt this very significant change within me that I knew I needed to shift, I knew that that was coming up too. And so I think for me, I take this time, but this past year though, ooh, yeah, buddy, I've been in the thick of it, you guys. I've been in the thick of it. And it's like every day I feel like I'm getting pushed to a new limit. And I just checked my astrology today. I'm on CoStar app. If you don't have CoStar app and you like astrology, or you're just curious to like read your chart and also get little updates, they are so accurate. They're so spot on, and they're like catchy and kind of like entertaining at the same time. But it was like, you're pushing up against the shell of what you've created to protect yourself, and it's time for you to break through it. And I'm like, sure, how many shells have I? And there's like, the part of who you are is constantly reinventing yourself. And like, we got a haircut. You guys like it? We got a haircut. I knew that there's a rebrand. There was a whole shift going on this year, and I knew I was stepping into a new version of myself. And I always know when it's coming. I think about it for a long time. I lean in. I do a lot of self-reflection. I do a lot of like self-study in order to intuitively guide me in these changes, and honestly in these like moments of pivoting that I know that I'm going to undergo. And I've been thinking about these ones for a while, and probably like 2 years, and I knew it was coming up, but now we're in it, and I'm just holding on for dear life. I'm holding on for dear life. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding, because that's how it felt. But in the best way possible. And I honestly, some days it's not been so great, but I think at this point, I'm in that kind of neck. I'm already in. I'm 1 foot in. I didn't leap. I don't tend to leap. People think I'm slightly impulsive. People think they're like, "Oh, you just did this," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I thought about it for 6 months before I did it," or you did this recent career change. Yeah, I've been thinking about it for 2 years. Like, I don't ever make any hasty decisions. I'm very intentional about every choice I make within life. I'm very thoughtful about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and more often than not, it's very intuitively led. So I lean into my heart. I really ask myself what I need, how I should be guided forward, and that's how I move through it. So I think from the exterior, it can look like it can look like a sudden change, but internally, it's taken quite a bit of time and reflection to be able to get me to arrive at that point in time. So, anyways, this goes into atomic habits because just like atomic habits, it does not happen, or just like developing a new habit, it doesn't happen overnight. You don't just instantly the next day like, hey, I'm going to shift my entire lifestyle. That's just not how it works. And there is a system to it though, and I love me a system. Ooh, I love a system. I love a protocol to follow. I love like even self-discovery, self-mastery, yoga, meditation. There is a system. This has been done for thousands of years, y'all. Like this has been going on for so long. Like we are humans, 99% of the time, we're not doing anything new, to say the least. So there's always this opportunity for growth. But you don't have to recreate the wheel, and you don't have to do it alone. And that's what I'm grateful for. I feel like I've been so blessed to be able to have, guides and different people that have supported me as I've gone through these transitions and changes. But there's also very, scientifically backed systems in order to support people as well. And that's why I thought I would talk about atomic habits today, because the full moon in Capricorn was all like, what are your habits? What are your daily routines? And how are they supporting you and working towards your goals? And I think that's why I was like, all right, let's do it. But also, as with anything, I also reflect on what I need to do in order to be able to also evolve personally. So I always share what I'm working on in my own life so that it's relatable, so it's real. So I can also tell you about some of the pitfalls that come along with it so that hopefully I make it easier for you. And that's what I'm shooting for. So hopefully this podcast is useful, helpful, entertaining. Thanks for coming along with me. I'm weird AF. So just know that you will be hearing a lot of weird things that come out of my mouth. I do have my journal with me where I've written some notes. And then if you're not familiar, Atomic Habits. Pa-pa-da! Great book. I read it a couple years ago, to be honest. I think I read it while I was in real estate, and it's by James Clear, Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Tiny changes, remarkable results. And that's what I actually wanted to start with. Success is not a goal to reach or a finish line to cross. It is a system to improve, an endless process to refine. And that's the part that I want to emphasize and drive to home, is that this is not just like you're going to establish something one day. Like I said, I read this book a couple years ago. I've created habits and have been very concrete within those habits, but life changes. Your circumstances changes, your schedule changes. You're like, you have a kid, you get a kid. This just pops out of nowhere. No, I'm joking. But like that changes. Who your child is, the age changes, and that's going to change my routine. Like my life is very much dependent upon my daughter and also my career. So like my career changed. My daughter's got more independent. She started school. Like all of these things, I moved. Like so much of my life has changed within the recent months that I honestly needed to reevaluate how I was creating these systems and what those were and how are they supporting me. Because at this point in my life, I was kind of in survival mode for a period of time. And now that I'm slightly out of that, I'm like, okay, what's the systems I have in place to support me? What are the routines that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis that allow me to stay grounded and rooted in who I am? And also are still moving the needle forward in what I want to do to create. And I was thinking about it's the Sorites paradox, the Greek parable. And it's all about that small change that repeated over enough times can create a tremendous result or change, or the 1% improvement process. If you improve something by 1% every day for a year, you end up improving it, even if it's only a fraction of what it is. If you drop it down 10%, you still are, or drop it down, yeah, 10%, you're still going to get a 365% change, right? 1% every day. Fuck it, do 1% every week. And you're still getting that, was it 56 months in a year or 56 weeks in a year? 56% change. That's a significant change, you guys. Like that's what's underestimated. That's what people underestimate. There's also, yeah, is like if you're doing small incremental improvements, it does not have to be everything in your life changes overnight. Like I said before, it's about those refinements, being aware of it, being intentional about everything that you do in order to create that bigger transformation that you're striving towards. And I think that that's the part that is just essential. And I think for me, that's the part that sometimes I am like I'm like lean in, I transform. Like it's like I think about it for a long time, but once I'm ready, pull the trigger, let's go do it. But I sometimes do underestimate the power of just doing those little things each day, creating a habitual practice, a ritual that helps me connect to myself. And I've had so many for so many years. It's been such a big part of my life because of the improvement that it honestly gave me. 15 years ago when I started yoga and meditation, that was a big point in my life. And I started reading a ton more. I started journaling a lot. Like I started doing a lot of things that I just had never done before and experienced such a huge shift within my consciousness that at that point I kind of rode that for a while. But again, life changes. Things come up. I got married. My career shifted at that point in time. I became the director of operations for the University of Washington School of Medicine. I started teaching yoga. I had all these things come up. I had all these practices. I was doing the work, but then it's like then changes and then the work changes too. And who you are and how you show up within the world and how people respond to you also then at least it affects me as well. So I'm kind of always maneuvering through this and I try to find consistency in as many ways as I can, but again, sometimes we have to take a step back to reflect, to change, to refine, and to be able to modify in order to be able to continue going. And within like creating a new habit, give yourself some grace. It's not always going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall back. You're going to fall into old habits. Shit. That's going to happen. But it's about, again, continuing to move forward. You fall back, take 2 steps forward, right? Like it's okay. And have people around you that you can like share this with that are your biggest cheerleaders that can support you as you make these changes too, so that they can keep you striving ahead. And also when you don't feel like it, the procrastination rule that I just read as well. It's like if you are a procrastinator, I might be one, um, is if count to 5. It says 3, but count 1 to 5, okay, or 3 to 5. Count to 3 and just fucking do it. I always say if I'm like really like I don't want to do something, I force myself to do it. It's like just do it, just do it because it's usually not as bad as you think it's going to be, right? It never is. Like I hate folding laundry. This is such a silly thing, but I really do. I hate folding laundry more than most things in life. I will do my laundry. Hello, Cleopatra. This is my kitty, my little kitty cat. She wants to join in. She's crazy, I'm telling you though. Shh. Anyhow, so she gets so wild in the middle of the night. I'm telling you, she like, and she has this thing for jewelry. So, and I wear obviously a ton of jewelry. And she goes to town and just starts trying to rip it off. She's broken 3 anklets. I'm like, okay, can you stop breaking my jewelry? But I have to be careful because she does to my necklaces. She'll start tugging at my earrings. I don't know why. I don't know why she does it. It's so annoying. It's annoying as fuck. But I love her nonetheless. Anyhow, I digress. So we are thinking about atomic habits. We are thinking about these incremental changes. We are focused on creating systemic changes that support you and know that it's okay if you make a mistake every once in a while. It's okay if you fall back. It's just about continuing forward and having people around you that support you, that know what you're working towards, that can continue to encourage you as well. So let's get into it. So the big thing within atomic habits in particular is that it's really founded within the foundation of creating a new behavior. And what James really drives home, James Clear, who's the author of Atomic Habits, drives home, is make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. The other way that to kind of think about this is to just make it desirable, right? And make it obvious, make it something that you can like actually pay attention to and that you want to do. Write a fucking sign in your house about like what you're trying to achieve. Like look at it every day, say it out loud, think about it, bring it to the forefront of your mind as something that you absolutely want to do, and then make it attractive, make it something that you desire. Like, why do I want to make this change? Why do I want to become a different, like a runner? Why do I want to start a meditation practice? Why do I want to be calmer when I feel triggered? Why do I want to do these things? Write a list of why. You know, Simon Sinek, start with why. Why you want to do something. It's always going to be the driving force of why you continue forward, even when it's fucking shitty, you know, or when it's hard, when it's challenging, when it's like, it's not always simple, you guys. Like making changes within your life, stopping old habits is not easy. Otherwise, you would just do it. Am I right? Like you have to actually like want to do it. It has to be obvious. You have to have a very clear idea and objective of what you're trying to do. And then you have to make it attractive. Keep you focused. Why are you doing it? Not everyone's a Capricorn. Okay, Capricorns do this so naturally. They have a goal, they just move forward. It's like they're the goat. They're the goat that's slowly climbing up the mountain. Not everyone is like that. One, I am not. Two, it's also like one of those things like I'm very routine oriented. So once I set a new routine, I stick to it. Does it take a while for me to set up that new routine? Yes. And does this process make it easier for you to establish it? Yes. And that's why I'm talking about it, because I think that that's the key part in making a systemic change. That's the key part in actually changing and shifting your life to, what's the word I'm thinking of? You have to believe in yourself and you have to be able to want it enough that you actually stop doing the shit that you shouldn't be doing. Simple as that. Like, I know that's like kind of like dumbing it down in a way, but it's because it is really simple if you view it that way. Like I didn't want to drink this year. I was like, I'm gonna change my drinking habits. Like, and also the things I do when I go out. So I did, but I'm like an extremist. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go a year without drinking. Did I just really want to create different habits around my drinking? Yeah. But was I falling into old patternings because it's easy? Yes. I was trying to change my drinking habits last year. But like, I've seen these memes where it's like, I'm not drinking unless it's sunny, unless my friends invite me to do something, unless it's blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Hello. That's the harder part, right? So like we change our habits based off of what we're trying to accomplish and what we believe to be true. Why these habits support you, I think, is one of the most essential parts of the Atomic Habits. And it's one of the things that he leads with. And I think it's important because unless you see yourself as this version of who you are, it's really hard to actually create habits that support it. It's like you want to say that you are this new thing, like, you know, that I am a yoga, student that I practice yoga. But if you're like in your mind, you're like, I'm not really a yoga person. This isn't really who I am. I don't know. Like I'm uncomfortable with the whole process. Like I am a totally imposter syndrome, right? Coming through. You're probably not gonna fucking go to class. You're probably not gonna show up. You probably are not gonna go. You're probably gonna feel uncomfortable. You're gonna feel nervous. You're gonna like avoid it at all costs. So if that's the case, change your identity around it. Change your belief system about it, right? One of the quotes that I love, and I love Lao Tzu. I love the Tao. It's one of my favorite spiritual texts that I've read so far, and it's one that really holds true. I've read a few different translations of it, and I feel like there's so many truths to it. It's so simple. It's just very direct and to the point. Anywho, encapsulates this idea of just like staying like water, and so much of it's connecting to the flow of water, the flow of change and evolution. Men who are born soft and supple Men are born soft and supple. Dead, they are stiff and hard. Plants are born tender and pliant. Dead, they are brittle and dry. Thus, whoever is stiff and inflexible is a disciple of death. Whoever is soft and yielding is a disciple of life. The hard and stiff will be broken. The soft and supple will prevail. We have to stay soft. We have to stay fluid. We have to stay changing. So sometimes that involves the identity of who you see yourself as. And that's a huge shift. So I'm very equipped and capable and comfortable with changing my identity and who I am and how I'm represented and seen. I've done it a few times now. Honestly, getting a divorce was a huge identity shift for me. Being in a relationship with someone who was a huge part of my life for a really long time, and very much, and I identified as being a wife, as a mother, as someone who supported that person, the life that we had created. That was a huge part of me. When I let go of that, that rocked a lot of people and also rocked me more than anything. People were like, you seem like you're fine. I'm like, I'm literally grieving the loss of my entire life and what I created 15 years in the making. So like it was not easy, but again, I'm okay with the shift because I knew it was for something better. Make it attractive, right? If we're going to change something, let's make it attractive. Let's see something else that we're going to. And they say the next step is like make it easy. Sometimes changes, like make it easy for yourself doesn't mean it'll be easy. And I think that it's good to distinguish between the two of those. Making it easy is making it easier for yourself. Like creating, it's like if you're going to start working out in the morning, set your clothes out, already sign up for the class, make sure you have gas in your car, like do all the things to make it easy for yourself to do whatever task you have on hand. If you're going to make a huge change within your life, make it easy as like, okay, I'm going to leave my partner. Let me get my finances in order. Let me make sure that everything's aligned and in place so that when I do make that choice, that I'm able to do so and I'm not struggling the entire time as I do it. Like setting yourself up for success is what I think of as making it easy, but setting yourself up for success isn't necessarily simple or straightforward or easy. So I like to talk about that because I think that it's like, well, because it's going to be hard. Anytime you change something, there's probably going to be some discomfort that comes along with it. So I like to bring that up just to remind you that even if you do feel discomfort, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be satisfying once you get through it, and do as many things as you can to simplify that change so that when it is harder, you still trudge forward instead of falling back, right? Don't give up. Biggest thing about making a change in your life, don't give up. The fact that you want to, the fact that you have a yearning to make a change within your life, there's a reason why. Trust that, believe it, lean into it, and go for it. Reach for it. Don't let go. Okay. And that's the last step of the process is make it satisfying. Once you achieve something, give yourself a reward. Remind yourself that you're doing a good job. Give yourself a treat. If that's like going on a little vacay, that's a little extreme. Okay. But maybe like a cinnamon roll, or like whatever have you, or a night off or time with your friends or, whatever it is, whatever feels satisfying for you, do that. Okay, because then we positively reinforce intrinsic reward is something, or even just giving yourself a pat on the back, reminding yourself of a good job, telling your friend that you told that's keeping you accountable that you achieved something, even when it was hard. Those are the moments that count, and those are the moments that are going to motivate you to continue forward. Okay? Regroup. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. And if you're trying to procrastinate, count to 3 and get up and do that shit anyways. Okay? That's what I'm going to practice this week, you guys. That is what, because I think the more you let a single belief define you, the less capable you are of adapting when life challenges you. This is what it keeps coming back to. Stay supple, stay soft, evolve, keep going, move forward in the direction that your heart drives you to. Listen to the strange pulls of your heart. They've never led me astray. Rumi, one of my favorite quotes, and I believe in that so wholeheartedly, and I tell you, it has never led me astray. So if you feel called to do it, believe it, go after it, make it happen. Because those decisive moments, those moments where you can go, you got 2 options in front of you. And that's those 2 options. It's a moment. It's like, I can do this, might seem familiar, might seem comfortable, definitely not the direction I want to go into, and it's actually the exact thing I'm trying to change. Or I could do this. There's some uncertainty. It might be a little uncomfortable. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but I know it's headed in the direction I want it to be in. I want to be in. Make the fucking choice and go towards the thing that's just uncomfortable and is moving towards the version of yourself that you want to be. Those are the decisive moments. Those are those pivotal times where you choose your life. Your life is not happening to you. You are creating it. Create the life you want and create it with intention and use these systems to make it easier. Okay. And reward yourself when you have it. If you can make it simpler, habit tracking is a great way to reward yourself. So after you do something consistently for 10 days, reward yourself, or maybe a couple weeks or a month, whatever. Have it somewhere where you can actually see your progress, because sometimes we forget. And again, when things get hard, it's easy to think of why you want to go back to your old ways. But if you stick with it, it will help you. And then habit stacking, if you already have a set routine in your life, be able to do so and then be able to continue forward with this idea that it's like, I do this, now I do this. I do this, now I do this. It's just very instant for me. Like, I wake up, I meditate. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. Honestly, it's just so I don't get distracted and do something else. It takes 15 minutes. It's very quick for me. I know that I do it. It's consistent. I like it. That's how I've created habit stacking within my life, and it's been very beneficial. If I go into the studio and I have a class, there's a class going on, I like the teacher, I take the class. Habit stacking. I'm already at work. I go to class. I get it. I check it off my list. Create a schedule within your life and follow it. And again, make it easy for yourself by setting it up in advance so that, again, you're not thinking about it and having that like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Habit stacking also helps you remove barriers. Again, when you're creating something new, when you're doing something different than what you're used to, it's just hard. Sometimes you're going to be like, fuck it, I don't want to do it. And that's why you got to do habit stacking. That's why you got to make it easy for yourself. And that's also why you have to remove the barriers within your environment. Create an environment that supports your new habits. If that's, have an area within your house that you meditate within. It's kind of your little Zen spot. Have a set time in the day that you do it. I have a breath break at 1:11 and 4:44. I do it every day. It's like consistent for me. So do both of those things to be able to help make sure that you just like show up for yourself in that way. And then also, give yourself the opportunity and the reminder of those 1% changes over time, okay? Because the more that we just like make those subtle shifts, again, if it's not perfect, it's okay. You're still doing it. You're still showing up, and just continue to show up for yourself. And creating this environment, habit stacking, making it easy, all of those things are going to aid you in being able to do that. And I always believe that it's like those moments that really help us and allow us to be able to create a more beautiful life. Like I said before, you are creating your life. It's not happening to you. Those shifts, those subtle changes that you're making, those habits that you're creating shape how you view the world and how the world views you. So perspective shift. If you have a mindset thing that you're trying to change, a belief that you're trying to change about yourself or about your, whatever your circumstances are, That also can be a habit. Like if every time you think, my life sucks, okay, well, hey, maybe there's some parts of your life that you want to change. Get real about that. Look at what those are. And then actually then make some systemic change in order to do that. And I would love to do like an example of creating a new habit around mindset, because I think mindset's one of the most subtle and underestimated points that shape our future that we don't even recognize. Changing your identity is a part of that, but I can change my identity because I fucking believe in myself. I like who I am. I know who I'm creating. I have faith that if something is guiding me, if my heart is leading me somewhere, that I'm going to arrive exactly where I need to be. But that's hard. I've done it so many times now that I just have faith. I believe in God. I know I have angels protecting me. I know I have angels that are supporting me and guiding me. So if you, again, I hate my job. If you're saying this on a regular basis, a lot of people are in this boat. I hate my job. Okay. Well, one, reflect on it. Identity. Do you want to make a career change? Is that something that you want to do within your life? Okay. What do you not like about your job? What is something that you would preferably like to do? Evaluate it, reflect on it, sit with it. Notice the things that are going on within your career and within the path that you're on that are leading to your dismay. Okay. So have those points of reflection. Think about that. Okay. Well, then also shift. What do you like? People always are focused on what they don't like. Well, what do you like? What do you like to do? What do you like about your job? What are the points that you enjoy? Okay. What do you feel like your bigger purpose is? Fucking go into ikigai. What are you passionate about? What can you make money at? How can you contribute towards society? I have a whole podcast on that if you want to go down that road. Drive home that. But even when you're doing your passion, when you're doing something you love to do, it might not be an instant moneymaker. I'm going to tell you that much right now. I've done multiple career changes, but they've been slow incremental changes over time. Even this podcast. I've been doing this podcast for like 3 years. It hasn't been instant. It's taken time. I've had to show up. I've had to create a system in order for me to create these pods. Life has changed. I've had to then create a new system in order to create these pods. So like, know that you like have a purpose, but there's a purpose for why I'm doing it. So that's why I come back to it. Not going to be hard on myself about the fact that I haven't been doing as many, because I know that I will continue and that I'm creating a new system in order to achieve my goals. See? Real time. I'm not perfect. I'm not telling you guys this because I've figured it all out. I'm telling you this because it's helped me and I'm trying to be better, and I want to help and support all of you to be better too. Or just be who you are, to be authentic, to be true. That alone is enough for me. Okay? So you look into your purpose, you look into kind of what drives you, what fuels you, what helps you feel inspired, and how you can share that in a way that also is a profession, if that's the direction that you want to take it. So then create small, make it obvious. Okay, well, what's one step I can move towards that direction to be able to create this as a part of my identity, a part of who I am? You want to be a podcaster. Okay, well, start researching podcasts. Start recording yourself every day. Recording yourself is very scary for a lot of people and is also something you have to get used to. And being able to speak authentically on camera and film is also something that takes time to get better at. Okay, again, you're not going to be perfect, but know that you'll continue to work at it. I'm not perfect at this. I'm still working at it each and every time I record. Being able to speak fluidly and from my heart is something that I practice within yoga and teaching yoga. It's what I practice within, even recording myself online on my Instagram at Ferrachino plug, but like our Ferrachino, FERRAHSHINO. You can find me there. But like, those are, again, things I've taken. Being able to just take pictures of myself and feel confident to post pictures about myself, to feel like I have worth and what I'm saying and value and what I'm offering to people. Again, this is taking time. But the attractive part of it, I would love to be able to, honestly, my why is to make the world a better place and to be able to help other people find inner peace and to love themselves more and to love their lives more. That's what drives me. Make it easy. I try to create, set times in my day. I block out my schedule so that I have schedule blocking. That really helps me stay focused in order to be able to get things done the way that I need to. So that's the other thing. Make it and then make it satisfying. I put this out there. It's so rewarding. I get such positive feedback from it. I feel like I'm helping. I feel like I'm giving back. I'm contributing to, my community, to this world, to be able to help people find a more authentic form of who they are and show up more fully. Sign me up. Sign me up, fam. Sign me up. That's what makes it a reward for me. And not, again, what's your why? What are you striving towards? And what can help be that reward for you? And then I just continue to do it. I continue to do it and I continue to show up. I'm not perfect. I continue, but I know why I'm doing it and why it's important to me. So I just continue to strive forward. It's a part of my identity. It's a part of who I am now. And I'm grateful that that gets to be the case. And so that also is what continues me forward. And what I need to do is not the procrastinating part. Cause I'm like, oh, I'll do the podcast later. I'll do the podcast later. It's always gonna be later. Okay. Stop scrolling. Stop doing the things that distract you and do the things that you actually want to contribute. You want to give back. You want to create. And I think having creative expression is so important that it just really will make that huge difference. And instead of like repressing those feelings, hiding away from what's coming up to the surface, pull them all up, let them out, share them, connect with others about them so that we can, as a collective, heal and grow. Okay? 1% wins. You guys, I covered all the things that I wanted to say. And I think more importantly than anything, fitting in, trying to be what everyone else is, comparing yourself to everyone else is a thief of joy. You are not anyone else. You are you. And you are you for a reason. So lean into that. Discover what fuels you, what lights you up. And once you discover what lights you up, continue to move forward with such vigor, with such intention, with such focus that these habits that you're creating can come into fruition. You can see the results of them. You can feel stoked about it. You can feel proud of yourself and everything that you're doing and what you're achieving, and remind yourself that you're motherfucking badass, because you are. And I love you, and I'm so grateful that you listened to this. I hope it was helpful. I hope that it was beneficial for you to listen in, and I would love to hear any feedback that you have. Tune in on my Instagram at Farashino, as I mentioned before. You can follow me on the gram. I'm not on Facebook anymore. If you want to connect with me over email, or even connect and do a discovery call to talk about habit stacking, or even to get a copy of my free habit tracker, happy to send you a copy of it. Farashino, same as my Instagram, FERRAHSHINO.com, or my email is also farashino@gmail.com. I'd love to connect with you soon. Peace.